Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I am... I don't... Fuck it. Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I'm trying to produce... I can't do this. I am trying to process this. I am so I can't believe this. It's so stupid, so annoying. I hate it. And I want to vent, but I'm trying to actually... Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89, and I want to do a video about this, but I just hate it so much. I just want to vent about it. I just fucking hate this so much. I fucking hate this so much. And I mean, I thought a couple of minutes of walking around ranting might have helped, but no, Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I am outraged that this has happened. This is the absolute worst thing that could happen to Star Trek in a way. Now, I was really, really, really happy when Michelle Yeoh won the Oscar. It was an amazing moment for Asian Americans, for women, for Asian American women, for representation, everything. And I cried when she won the Oscar and she talked about it. She did a speech. I did. I love her. But this character is the wrong character. It is the wrong thing for Star Trek. I've got to start again. Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I've already done a couple of videos on this, but now I've calmed down. I think this one I'll actually end up posting. I hate this. I'm just trying to process what's happened. Basically, they have officially announced that they were making a Section 31 movie with Michelle Yeoh. Now, this is not about Michelle Yeoh. I love Michelle Yeoh. I love that she won the Oscar. I cried when I watched her speech. What she's done for representation for Asian people, for women, for Asian women, I love her. I do. She's a great actress. And I would be really happy to see a Captain Philippa Georgiou TV series or movie or miniseries or anything, because I loved that character. The first couple of episodes of Discovery, the first episode that she was in, seemed almost like Star Trek. That first episode actually looked like it was going to be a Star Trek series before they killed her and went to war and, you know, embraced the mirror universe and a dystopian version of Starfleet and Star Trek and just everything that these people that hate Star Trek love. But yeah, this is a mess. Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I'm just trying to process what has just happened. They have announced officially that they are making a Section 31 film. Now, I'm pretty outraged by this. I hate this idea, but this has nothing to do with Michelle Yeoh. I love Michelle Yeoh. When she got the Oscar, when she gave her speech, I cried. She's a great actress. What she's done for representation of Asian people and Asian women and what she's done recently with just everything is great. I love her. But this is the wrong version of her character to focus on. She originally was Captain Philippa Georgiou of the... I forgot the name of the ship. She was in the first 2 episodes of Discovery, the only 2 decent episodes of Discovery, when they were basically just exploring before the war, before the mirror universe, before they just ruined everything that was Star Trek. What they should have done was just have the series with her as the main actress and the captain, and just had Michael Burnham underneath her and eventually, take over from her and captain the ship eventually. That's what they should have done. That would have been a decent Star Trek series, but they did what they did instead. And she basically played this mirror version of herself, and she's a genocidal dictator who is practically a cannibal. I mean, she's eating Sarus. It's just a horrible character. It's cliched, it's over the top, it's mustache twirling. She had fun doing it, But it's not Star Trek. Star Trek is not about killing people. It's not about murder. It's not about war. I'm starting again. Hello, Steve White. Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I am trying to process what has just happened. To be clear, I love Michelle Yeoh. This is not an issue with Michelle Yeoh. When she won the Oscar, I cried. I loved the speech. It was important for representation, for Asian people, for women, for Asian women, and I think she's a great actress. But this is the wrong version of her character to focus on. What's happened is they are going to do a Section 31 movie. So I was kind of right. I sort of said they're never going to do a Section 31 series. Not only is it just the Antichrist of Star Trek, and everything that Star Trek shouldn't be, she wasn't going to have the time to do it because now she's an Oscar-winning actress. She just wouldn't have the time. And I was right. So now they're doing a TV movie instead because they can't let her go because they need her clout. And this is the only reason why this film is being made is not because it's a good film, not because it's good Star Trek or even Star Trek on any level. It's the complete opposite of Star Trek. It is literally the Antichrist of Star Trek. Is because she's a name. And she apparently does love the other actors and the production and just being in Star Trek. And it did help her a lot because it gave her probably her biggest Western audience. And really sort of helped to keep her in. Well, it's helped her. I'm not saying she needed it real. Oh, she kind of did, but she can't. You know, she's amazing. So I think she would have got here anyway, but it did help. It was certainly the way that she got where she is now. But yeah, so it's just. So I was kind of right. I said it wouldn't happen, and the series isn't happening, but they are doing the movie instead. It's going to come out later in the year, or it's going to be produced later in the year. I'm not sure. Now, a lot of people thought it was weird that they announced Starfleet Academy randomly on a Wednesday instead of waiting to announce it on First Contact Day. That's because they were saving First Contact Day for this. But because of the negotiation issues and all the negotiating they obviously had to do, it got delayed, and that's why First Contact Day just happened with nothing. There was like no announcements, nothing to really celebrate it. That's because this was supposed to be on that. That's why it's just dropped randomly and surprised everyone. So it's a TV movie. It is going to be directed by... oh no. Okay, I've gotten my notes wrong. It was supposed to be directed by Kurtzman. Kurtzman wanted to direct Yeoh. It's all about directing an Oscar-winning actress in a film. It's just all about him getting ahead. It's nothing to do with Star Trek or the characters or anything. It's just about that. And I'm glad to say he lost that opportunity. He is still going to be executive producing the project with 9 other producers, including Michelle Yeoh. But he's not going to be directing. It's going to be directed by Orlandi Asanasanami. I don't know if that's how you say their name. I don't even know who that is. But they're going to be directing it. It was written by, and this is what I can't find. I wrote the writers. It must have been Dominic Diamagelio. I'm not sure if that's one of the people involved in the production side or if that's the writer. I don't know why I didn't write writer next to it. I can't read my own notes. Oh, there it is. Craig Sweeney's the writer. Dominic, who the hell is Dominic DiMaggio? He must be someone involved in Paramount Plus. Fuck no. Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. I'm just trying to process what's just happened. They have announced that they are making a Section 31 film. The absolute Antichrist of Star Trek. This is the absolute worst thing that they can and should have done. And I'm just outraged and frustrated. And first, I have to say this has nothing to do with Michelle Yeoh. I love Michelle Yeoh. When she got the Oscar, when she did a speech, I cried. What she's done for representation of Asian people and Asian women is amazing. I love her. She was great in the first couple episodes of Star Trek Discovery when she was just playing regular Captain Philippa Georgiou on the Shinzu. That should have been the series, with Michael Burnham beneath her, eventually coming up and taking over for her as a captain. That's what the series should have been. But they did what they did instead. Now, I said this series wouldn't happen because I've been talking about it since 2019, and I knew it wouldn't happen on one level because it's the complete opposite of what Star Trek is. It's the Antichrist of Star Trek. It's everything that's wrong about all the people that hate Star Trek and try and change it into something dystopian and dark so that, cynical modern day audiences can relate to it rather than, making Star Trek, Star Trek. So it's everything that's wrong with Star Trek and with modern Star Trek, this idea of Section 31 series. And I said before it wouldn't happen. When Michelle got the Oscar, I knew she wouldn't have time for a series and she wouldn't take a step back from Oscar-winning actress to be a TV, streaming TV series star. And I was right about that. But they still managed to keep her, whether they had her contractually and she couldn't get out of it, or whether she actually wanted to do it. They have managed to get her for a TV movie. So if this was going to happen, this is actually the best version of it because it's one movie, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. We can forget about it, dismiss it, and move on. It can't do too much damage, God willing, to the series as a whole, to Star Trek, the franchise as a whole, as, say, like a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 year series could have done. So it's kind of, in a way, other than it just not being made because she was too busy, which is what I was hoping would happen, and like I said, partially happened, the series was cancelled because she couldn't do it or wouldn't do it. But they're doing a movie instead. Now, she put out a statement saying that, where is her statement? I don't know, her statement's here somewhere. I've got a bunch of stuff up, a bunch of notes up. She basically says she loves her Star Trek family and she loves the character. She wants the character to have a moment, and basically this is part of her dreams coming true. And I am happy for her on one level, but like I said, it's the wrong version of her character. They should have done just a story, a movie about her as the captain of the ship. That's something to aspire to. That's something positive. That's a positive role model. Her character is literally a genocidal dictator who is practically a cannibal. She eats sarus. I mean, my God. I just hate this character. Not Michelle Yeoh. I hate the character. I hate the idea of it and the stupidity of it. Section 31 was basically this hidden sort of small group of people in Deep Space Nine, or even just one person who was doing things behind Starfleet's back that he believed needed to be done. And you could dismiss it based on him as an extremist, as a nut. But when you make it into a whole real section with badges and ships and a space station and a crew and just... it basically undermines everything that Star Trek is and stands for and everything Starfleet is and stands for within Star Trek. And the most disgusting thing is that Gene Roddenberry's son, is one of his production company is involved in this. It's being produced by Secret Hideout and what is it called? Roddenberry Productions. Yeah, so, and Kurtzman, because the only reason why this is happening is because Kurtzman wanted her clout. They wanted to hold on to her. They're like vultures and leeches and vampires. It's like she has, with their help of sort of introducing her to the wider sort of American audience, which I think Star Trek did, they want to hold on to her and get the most out of her fame and her Oscar moment. And Kurtzman wanted to direct her, and I'm really happy to say he's not directing her. Someone called Orlando, I can't pronounce that, Osun Sanami or someone, I can't pronounce their name, I'm sorry. They're directing it, not Kurtzman, and Craig Sweeney's writing it, not Kurtzman. But Kurtzman is one of the 9 producers on the film, including Michelle Yeoh. So, yeah, it's a TV movie for Paramount Plus. Some people are suggesting it will go to cinemas. It may get a small cinema release. It won't be a mainstream movie. Even Michelle Yeoh's name is not enough for someone to finance another Star Trek film. They couldn't finance a Star Trek film based on either of the Chris's. So they're not going to be able to finance a proper cinematic film on Michelle Yeoh, even though she's big at the moment. Because American audiences are just too racist. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry to say, it's not going to happen. But yeah, they're doing a TV movie. If we're going to see a Section 31, it's probably the best, situation, because it's the shortest, smallest, most dismissible, easy to ignore, forget, move on, past, recover from. But yeah, it just makes me so angry. These people don't know Star Trek, and what they know of Star Trek they hate. And I mean, it started with Ira Stephen Bear, or whatever his name is in Deep Space Nine, hating Gene Roddenberry, hating what Star Trek stood for, and wanting to create this thing that undermined everything, and basically said, this vision that Gene Roddenberry created, that all these people love and believe in and want to believe is going to be our future, and with these people that live in this world, we want to aspire to these people who are like superheroes. He undermined all that and said, no, this all happens because we have a bunch of Nazis in the background, basically, killing people and sabotaging things and doing all the things that, the good people are, don't have. It's just such a right-wing, MAGA, pro-war, Nazi thing that he created to undermine everything Star Trek stood for. And it makes me sick. It really does, and I hate it. And I can't believe they're making it all on the back of Michelle Yeoh, which is, I just wish they'd done a Giorgio film. They could have done a film just of her just having a Star Trek adventure, an actual Star Trek film with her as the captain, an Asian American captain, which is what, people sort of wanted with Sulu but didn't happen. That would have been great. That I could celebrate, that I could enjoy, but this just pro-war, Nazi, MAGA, just, no democracy. We have these people come in and just, do all this. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate what it stands for. I hate what it represents. I can't understand how all these people who they go on about being progressive and, left-wing and all about diversity, representation, everything, all these, progressive things, then they do this absolute Nazi turn on Star Trek and turn it into this dark federation that's basically undermined by these Nazis. It's basically what they are, Nazis. I can't say the word enough. My video will not be shown because YouTube will kill it because I've said that word. I usually say Yahtzee, so the algorithm doesn't get it. But I just forgot because I was too upset. So yeah, I needed a bit of YouTube therapy. I needed to vent a bit. This is the 4th video I've done. The first couple I was practically yelling. Had to calm down a bit. I'm disgusted by this. I know why it's happened, because of Michelle Yeoh's star factor. I love her, and I'd love to see a Giorgio series, a Giorgio movie. That would be great. She was a good character. That first episode of Discovery just totally misled people. I saw that, I thought maybe it was going to be a good show. And then, of course, you know how it went. They killed the character. They went to war. They just destroyed everything what Star Trek was. And they spent half the series in the mirror universe because that's kind of what they want Star Trek to be, because they hate Star Trek and they want it to be dark and cynical and dystopian and everything that these cynical, ugly little people think humanity is. I'm heading towards 10 minutes. I need to stop. I hate this. I hate it so much, and I hate it so much that Michelle Yeoh's in it, because anytime I criticize it because I'm white, they're going to say, oh, he's racist, he just doesn't want a film with an Asian act. No, I wanted to do a movie with Giorgio, but the one before the Battle of the Binary Stars, the one that was actually human, that actually believed in Starfleet and believed in Star Trek and everything, who's, brought Saru, to the Federation and everything. That's who. Why couldn't we see that as a movie? Something like that. But no, what do we get? Nazi cannibal. That's what we get. And are they going to try and redeem her? Are they going to try and find a way to make Section 31 functional and have it not undermine? Are they going to try and fix the situation, and that's what the story of the film is? Or are they just going to just revel in the fact that they are just, undermining everything Star Trek is, because they're so cynical and hateful that they can't let anyone have any joy and have this beautiful vision of a future that Jim Roddenberry created for us to believe in. That it's just such an ugly thing, and I hate it. And I'm going to stop because I could just go on about this forever. I just hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I really hate it. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and please tell me how much you hate this too. I don't want to feel alone in this. I just feel like as a Star Trek fan, I'm just being abused, and I feel like Star Trek's being abused. And I hate it. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it so much. Hello, Steve White's 89, Trekboy 89. Okay, so I do YouTube videos because I like to talk about stuff. But sometimes I do YouTube videos because I'm upset about stuff. And this particular story made me so frustrated and angry. And I just, when I first heard the news, I literally was like stomping around, just like ranting, like I can't believe it. And then I sort of tried to do a video, and I realised how annoyed I still was when I tried to talk about it. And then I had a couple of attempts, and I was just so distracted that I kept going wrong. And then once you've done a video a couple of times, when you're doing it, you feel like, didn't I just say that? Or did I say that in the video before? And then you just, you can't keep track of what you said and where you're going. And it gets really difficult. So I did about 6 versions of trying to do this video, I think, or more. And I sort of decided, I think it would be kind of funny to just put them all together as one video, and you can see just how difficult it can be sometimes to do a YouTube video. If you're like me and you don't like script everything, because some people, they write out scripts and it's just like producing a TV show, and it's not spontaneous or real or true or honest in any way. But the problem with just talking and speaking your mind and what you really think is it's hard to remember everything, all the points you want to talk about, or if you have to redo a video, you forget things you've missed, or it's just very difficult. And I needed to vent. I got it out. I finished the video. I did it. I put it out, and then I looked at all the videos sitting there. I thought, there's a story there, a story of pain and woe. But yeah, I mean, I really hate what they're doing with Star Trek. Continues. Star Trek Section 31. Star Trek Continues is sort of the opposite, but yeah, Section 31. I really hate it. It's the absolute antithesis of Star Trek. It's the Antichrist of Star Trek. It's the absolute worst idea they could possibly do. The complete opposite. It just frustrates me and just hurts my soul that they keep just violating Star Trek again and again and again, because these people really do hate what it stands for. They really hate, they just can't, they're so cynical, they can't believe there's any good in humanity or good in people, and that we can actually get to that future that Gene Roddenberry believed in, and that vision, that utopia, all of that. And they have to bring it down to our level and make it bitter and cynical, just to sort of say, see, that this is the most we can. It's just, the best that they get to on that show is saying we could aspire to this. That's the best they've managed to do in any of these modern Star Trek shows. And that's not the story of Star Trek. The story of Star Trek is not trying to aspire to being better, but actually being better and learning and growing and improving and sharing that. And they're just too bitter and cynical to believe in that. So they have to bring it down to their level. And it's just so frustrating to see something so beautiful, this beautiful creation, this show, this universe, this philosophy, this idea of humanity, all these things that were created that people believed in and had faith in it, and gave people hope when people, had a bad day, when people had to deal with real life tragedies and things in society that were destroying their soul. They could watch Star Trek and believe that something was going to change, was going to be better. And you can't do that with the new show, because all it does is say everything that's happening today is just going to happen in the future. We're just going to have starships and lasers and more diversity. I I hate it so much, I hate it so much, I hate it so much. As you can see, this is supposed to be a short little explanation of the rest of the video in case you watch it all the way through, but I hate it so much I can keep going on about it. But I'm going to stop because I need to go back to what I was doing before this dropped on me. I actually had a whole evening plan and was doing stuff, and then boom, section 31 happened. I'm going to go.